Hey, what's going on YouTube? BD Kane 721. Happy Tuesday morning. It's already the 2nd of September. Labor Day was yesterday. Hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend. I know I did. My wife's birthday was on Friday, so we spent the entire weekend really celebrating. Had family in town, just doing a bunch of stuff. I did get to sneak away though for a couple hours. Went over to the Front Row Card Show. It's the second weekend in a row I've got to go to a very large card show. I feel a little spoiled after years and years of really not having much here in this area. We've had so many great card shows in the Southern California area for quite some time now. So I feel very, very pleased, happy that that's been changed in our hobby in Southern California. And we don't have to get on a plane and go somewhere else to experience a big show. Anyway, I did get to see my good buddy George over at Diamond Yard Sports Cards. He sold me a card this time. I was able to find a card for my 65 set, which I will show you in a second, or maybe a minute or two, to be honest. First, I want to show you the smaller pickups that I got at the show this weekend. And tell you a little bit about a experience that I had that maybe all of you can learn from. I have yet to learn this lesson, and I really need to remember to do better when I go to shows. I am a player PC collector, so I do have a primary player. We all know it's Manny Machado. And I look for Machado cards every time I go to a show, just in case there's something there that isn't in my collection already. Right now, I have well over 900 cards in my Machado collection. I've been keeping track of it because it's getting rather large. So I'm looking at it right now. There's 955 in my personal collection of unique Manny Machado cards. I have a few duplicates and doubles here or there. And I bought one of those today, and on Saturday when I went to the show. There's 2017 Top Silver Pack of Manny, just a great looking card. I thought it presented itself really well, so I thought, yeah, why not? Let's put that into the collection. Maybe someday that would be a gradable card. I also bought this 2020 Panini White Prism, or White Wave Prism, I think it's called. The Brilliance insert from that set. It's not his base card, but it's one of those insert sets called Brilliance. And this is all from the same dealer, by the way, who is a dealer that I've actually bought some cards from before. Has a lot of Manny Machado stuff, a lot of Padres stuff, so I'm always glad to see him. And then I bought this Bowman's Best Gold Refractor out of 50, numbered 5 of 50. From 2017. And I bought this card thinking I didn't have it. I was hoping to goodness that I didn't have it. And I was lucky enough to find out that I didn't. And that's the cautionary tale I wanted to talk about today. Not only did I spend probably a little bit too much on these 3 cards from the same dealer, he had some crazy prices on all 3 of these cards. And I probably could have gotten them for, if I bought all of these on eBay, probably would have spent maybe half what I spent with this dealer, but that's just something that I need to be better at, and I don't know how I'm going to really do better at that, other than really just passing by cards and not even trying to get them for the collection. I was pretty sure I needed that Bowman's Best Gold. I tried to bundle some other cards together and still didn't get a great deal, but again, do your homework. Obviously, make sure you're not overpaying for stuff. But I am glad to get them into the collection. And it's not a huge amount of dollars that I'm spending on these types of things. So, but it's still something I need to do better at. I also got this card. This is 2025. This year's Bowman Chrome Sapphire. I always thought these were called the gold refractors, but they're actually called the yellow refractors, I believe. That's what the guy said at the show. So Juan Soto in his Padres uniform. As you all know, I have a little side collection of Juan Soto cards of him only in a not only in a Padres uniform, but I'm looking for cards of him in a Padres uniform. I do have him in a Nationals uniform in this collection, but I really right now only look for cards of his with him in a Padres uniform. And he is tearing it up in, I think, at the plate. It's very similar to the 2023 season when he did really nothing the first 4 or 5 months of the year, and then he went on a just torrid pace of hitting. So that seems to be going on for the Mets, so hopefully that'll serve them well. All right, on to the card I got for the 65 top set, something I was not planning on buying at the show, but I always keep in the back of my mind if I see something for the set that I need that is at a good price, you know, I would consider it. So I talked to George about it. I almost left his table without talking to him about it, but then I decided, you know, I've always wanted to buy something from George to support him and his efforts as a dealer, because I talk to him all the time whenever I see him at a show, and, you know, I just want to support him as best I can. I always like supporting people in our community. So I talked to him about the card. He had a decent price on it. Again, I'm not an expert in vintage, so I was relying on his expertise as far as pricing goes. We talked about that and came to an agreement on a price that he could live with and I could live with as well. And that's the Roberto Clemente 1965 Topps. And this nice SGC 5 holder. Now, truth be told, there's probably not going to be the type of card that I would be looking at for the set because, as you can tell, it's a little off center, both left to right and top to bottom. So it's not necessarily the look or the eye appeal that I'm going for with the 65 set that I'm putting together, but it is in an SGC 5, which means that the rest of the card is in fantastic shape. And I'm sure they knocked it down a couple of grades for the centering. But when I took it out and looked at it, you know, the back's got a little bit of white happening on the corners, but the coloring's still there on the majority of the back. The front looks fantastic coloring-wise. There's no fading. There's no creases in this card. And the corners are pretty darn good, really sharp. So having it be from George, wanting to buy something from him for so many years now, I'm glad I was able to get this from him at a good price that he could live with and I could live with. Maybe something I could upgrade someday in the future, you know, as far as the set goes. I think I'm going to keep it in the slab and put it in the binder in one of those pages that holds slabs. I'm struggling with that right now. I haven't really decided on what to do with it, but it's certainly a card that I've wanted to get for a while. It's always great getting a Clemente. It's my first ever Roberto Clemente into my collection, so I'm really happy to get that and to get it from such a great guy. So thanks, George, for the deal. And that's it for today, guys. Hope everybody has a great week, and hopefully I will be back later this week with an update on the teal refractor set. All right, guys, take care. See ya.